Hey my dudes, welcome back to the channel. Of course, the Bayer Leverkusen video is up, and if you haven't seen it, go ahead right after this video, have a look at it. I love that set of instructions, the tactics, the formation, everything. It's going to be fantastic, and it will be very interesting to see if Alonso does move to Real Madrid. So, you know what, that's a video for later. Right now, we're going to be discussing Jadon Sancho and his new position, playing as a false nine. More centrally, of course, when he was originally brought into Manchester United, he was supposed to be the right winger of the future. He ended up being the left winger of the future, and then he's ended up being out of the team because essentially Rashford has gained form, Antony's been brought in, and he kind of doesn't have a position at the moment like where you can say that's Jadon Sancho's position. And maybe, I know we've also just brought in Højlund, but it's going to take time for Højlund to bed into the team. And maybe what we're seeing is Ten Hag's master stroke of a move here by playing Jadon Sancho as a false nine, him being able to drop deep, link up play with the likes of a Mount and a Bruno, overload the midfield from time to time, allow Rashford and Antony to function in space that he creates for them by just dropping deeper and pulling the centre-backs out of position. I mean, we saw glimpses of this with the likes of Phil Foden or, of course, sometimes Gabriel Jesus a few seasons ago when City played with the false nine. So I think there is a lot of pros to this. Of course, there are a few cons, but the pros somewhat outweigh the cons because he's now potentially got a position that really only he can play. I mean, of course, you can stick a Bruno or a Mount or even an Eriksen there, but I think it's more suited to the likes of a Jadon Sancho. So we're going to be discussing ways to replicate a realistic approach in FIFA 23 in order to try and get the best centre forward / false nine position out of the likes of Jadon Sancho. So as you can see right here, the instructions are set to drift wide, be a false nine, of course, aggressive interceptions, and then come back on defense. Now, we're going to walk through this quite slowly so you guys can follow, but basically drift wide is on because we've seen in preseason, I've watched all 5 preseason games. I'm pretty sure it's 5, but I've stayed up until like 3 o'clock in the morning. Mad respect to the people that do this on a regular basis, that they are superheroes to me. That is true support right there. But basically, I've watched every game, and when he has started or come off the bench, he's been the false nines, straight down the middle. He has also been allowed to drift wide, work his magic in the out wide areas. Of course, he is a more natural winger and will take time for him to adjust and transform potentially into a centre forward. I'm not saying that this is going to be his mainstay position going forward. He could turn out being the right wing that we have originally signed, but I like this position for him. So he is allowed to have a bit more freedom when on the ball, and of course he can interchange positions with the likes of Antony and Rashford, who we have both seen in the ball, who we have seen that have both in the past taken up more central positions from time to time. So what this does allow is for Jadon Sancho to still flourish as a winger in certain moments in the game. And I mean, we saw against Dortmund, I think that was probably his best performance, maybe the Arsenal performance as well. But against Dortmund, he just looked really on it. He was super sharp, little flicks, little balls around the corner, link-up play was beautiful. And I was really impressed with that. And maybe that's what we can expect from now on from the likes of Sancho and especially Erik ten Hag, because I think he said the other day himself, he is super impressed with what Sancho has done in preseason. And I've seen a lot of fans say, you know what, this is fantastic, but is Sancho actually going to be a false nine? Is he going to be a Bobby Firmino type player? And I don't think, you know, the truth is always somewhere down the middle. And I don't think he's going to be like Roberto Firmino, of course not. But I still think that he could have a great position down the middle for Manchester United. And it allows him to drift wide this position and still work and function more or less from time to time as a winger. But mainly false nine, you want him to drop deep, link up with the likes of Bruno Casemiro or Bruno Fernandes or whoever's in midfield. But mainly, like I said earlier, him dropping deep allows the centre-backs some confusion to sometimes run with him, opening up space in behind them for the likes of a pacey Rashford, a pacey Antony, maybe even the likes of an overlapping Bruno Fernandes or Mason Mount, depending on the set of instructions, of course. But false nine with Jadon Sancho works so well. His little interchanging 1-2 plays suits him perfectly. That's why a few months ago, when I first saw him play as a number 10, I was like, you know what, Sancho as a 10 could work out incredibly well. And now that Ten Hag's somewhat changing the system a bit to play a 4-3-3, of course there's no number 10 position, and I don't think Sancho is, you know, defensively sound enough to play as a number 8 because obviously there's a bit more defensive work. But him playing as a false 9, more or less as a number 10 of course, works out so damn well. His ability to find passes, pick out plays, pick out runners is elite, fucking elite. And I'm sorry for swearing, I'm trying not to, but that's how much I believe in this man playing as a centre forward can become. Of course, he is set to be more aggressive, like I mentioned, but we've seen in pre-season his ability just to lead the press, lead the line, and he's more, I don't know, mentally there maybe. I mean, a few months ago we saw him like jogging back after losing the ball and this, that, and the other, and somehow Ten Hag has found a way to get the best out of him and motivate him to want to lead the press, want to close down the angles, want to make the extra runs, and we have seen him do that. So I'm very impressed with it, and more or less you want your centre forward in this situation pressing as high up as possible in order for the whole team to work as a unit, of course. And then of course come back on defense. It's going to help him drop a little bit further back than what a normal false 9 would do, but of course it allows the space to be opened up as well. So yeah, these are just the instructions I would give Sancho in FIFA 23 in order to replicate and recreate a more accurate centre forward Jadon Sancho. So if you have enjoyed this video, smash the like button down below. That would be fan-damn-tastic. If you are new and this is your first video of watching me, please subscribe. There's more good content coming out fairly soon. And of course, as per always, I hope you have a damn great day. I'm out.